Hello and welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about Essentials Basic 3-point lighting setup. So in this Essentials series we're talking about basic 3-point lighting setup. My name is Jovanni Santos, and if you haven't been here before, please don't forget to hit the notification bell as well as the subscribe button and hit a like on this video for more videos like this. This is the second part to this series as a continuation of a behind-the-scenes look at Reina de la Noche by Dvice, Jamby El Favo, and Galindo again, with shoutouts to InnerCat for allowing me on their set. Basic 3-point lighting setup is essential to any filmmaker, including filmmakers interested in music videos, as well as promos and or interviews. So the main 3 lights you must concentrate yourself on is to start with your fill light, key light, and back light, which are the main 3 lights you should focus on. Fill light should be the sun or main source of light in scene. Your backlight / hair light separates subject from background. In this music video setup, you can see here there are more than 4 lights on set focusing in on the subject, but because their look is to show off the studio with the lights and everything like that, it was aesthetically there for a reason. When you know what the rules are, you can break them. From you can see here, we start with a fill light here, huge fill light with a huge silk to cut down the light but spread it out evenly enough over the stage. A more noticeable one is one in the background, which is actually acting as a good hair light on the subjects, as well as a flare on the camera, and that one definitely acts as a backlight. We also have a spotlight to the left of that on the stage, focusing in on the smoke. With all this together, they get their look they're looking for and depth in your shot, including portraits and interviews. This setup works for films, short films, and any such way as that. You concentrate on finding your main fill light, meaning either the sun or the clouds if it's a gloomy day, but it's always the sun during the day, and or at night. When it comes to, if it's at night, then it would be the street lights and or anything that you can accentuate with lighting. So when you light at night, you must bring in a light with the same color temperature as the street light to accentuate it more. For film, you must move key light further away from subject and at an angle. So to make it slightly less dark, you can use a reflector bounce board on opposite end of fill light. Subject further away from the background, the more control you have, more depth in your shot when it comes to lighting. Scrims for lights cut down light, and silks can make your fill light softer. Silks also used for sun. Sometimes to use the sun as your main fill light, all you have to do is basically throw in a huge silk, but I mean a big one, covering your shot, and basically it'll cut it down just a smidge and soften it up, and it won't be so harsh on the eyes, and you won't get like triangle shadows in people's eyes and making people look like like raccoons or something like that. So you want it to get softer. These are great things for any setup in a micro-budget world, and or in a TV interviews, in an environment like that, especially in a two-camera setup. A two-camera setup with one main fill light sometimes can cover your whole scene between that and the way you control it on the camera, because it all depends on how much light you're letting in to these sensors. So with that being said, you might just need another either backlight or a key light, or maybe just a bounce board. Between a bounce board, even a whiteboard, bouncing off light works great. You can even take away light. A lot of cinematographers, they pride themselves on being able to be shadow wranglers. Something I used to say in the Los Angeles Film School with some friends there. Cinematographers love to manipulate the shadows. People think they're manipulating light, but really it's all about taking away the light is what they're really doing. So sometimes in a day shot scene, it'd be good to take away the light. A lot of things bounce light, so maybe you want to get a dark bounce board, a black dark like bounce board that you could throw on the floor, where maybe the concrete is bouncing way too much light under your subject. Out here in Miami, that happens a lot, but there's professional ways of cutting that down. When you have the time, you can do this, and when you start thinking this way, you can think backwards. Like I said, when you know the rules, you know how to break them. So thank you for joining me today on this episode of Greenlight about basic 3-point lighting, and I hope to see you here next week, where we have another Blu-ray release video, and on the next Essentials video, which is going to be the third one in this series, the last one, which will be what is bitrate, and that about the red, and talking about the new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K camera and their sensor sizes and everything like that, and comparing the two. On this shoot, they worked with Red Dragon 6K. So thank you again. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Comment down below with your favorite lighting setups, and like this video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and I'll see you here next week.